Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 393 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined as always, on occasion and today, by the one and only Willie Saylor. He's in Easton, Pennsylvania. Aren't you?
Game time decision.
It was. Willie texted me yesterday, I'm out for FRL. I'm spent. I'm like, okay. And then...
I'm also spent.
Yeah, I'm spent. Then...
No.
7:36. I looked out. Me and David Bray and I and Kyle. There's an investigation that's being launched in the Flow HQ. We'll get to that. But then I have two missed FaceTime calls from Willie, and I'm like, oh, he wants on. He wants on the show. I think he wanted me to beg him to come on. I'm like, if he needs time, I said, let's let this happen organically. And boom, there he is. 7:36. He couldn't resist us.
No, I mean, I got broke. I got broke twice this month. Broke by Bulgaria and broke by Fargo.
Two tourist destinations.
Yeah. But
hey, we're glad you're here. To my left, Stephen Kyle Brackey. He's going to be headed to... Where are you going? You're going to be gone next week?
I'm going to be gone for like 10 days.
That is garbage.
I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
I'm leaving Sunday with one Colby Paxton of FlowFootball.com.
His name is Ryan Colby, and your name is Stephen Brackey. So,
Stephen Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
Middle name gang.
Gang.
We are going on a Flow Football road trip. So as I mentioned last show, we have the new deal with the Colonial Athletic Association. So we are going to visit 4 CAA schools and get some really good content behind the scenes footage as they open up training camp.
Me and Colby are best friends.
Hey, you know what would be the best content if you went to JMU and you said, start your wrestling program again or you're fired.
Yeah, okay.
Just say that.
Do that.
Just say that to him.
So
we're
we're
like,
going
who are you?
to...
Just say, I'm with the news.
We're going to William and Mary, Richmond, JMU, and then finishing up in Baltimore with Towson.
A lot of time in the old Commonwealth. That's great.
Yeah. JMU and Towson are both top 10 teams to start the year, and Richmond and William and Mary looking to kind of get back to where they've been in the past. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. But I will miss FRO.
And we will miss
How
you.
Good is Richmond?
They used to be really good.
Yeah,
they used to be like number one in the country.
Yeah, they won a national title with Mike London.
We're talking FCS.
And now Mike London is the head coach at William and Mary. So, but no, they're still pretty good. They're right there on the cusp of getting in the playoffs last year, I believe.
Okay, so if you like football, specifically CAA football, you're in luck. Okay, let's do a little Cadet Worlds update. We're going to bounce around a little bit. I want to do Cadet Worlds. I want to do Office Investigation, Back to Wrestling, Redshirt Report, then Alien Hour. I think that's the order that makes sense. We'll give a little bit of off the wall, a little bit of wrestling. Mix it up a little bit. Mark Anthony McGowan is a world champion.
Yeah, baby.
He's really good. I didn't realize he was that good, but he's quite good. Are you surprised at all, Willie? I guess you never. No, I'm not even gonna let you answer that. How could you ever know? Like, Matt Ramos wins world. You just don't. At cadets, it's like, man, if you'd have told me Robbie Howard wouldn't medal, I'd be like really surprised because I think he's excellent. I just think you just never really know who's gonna get sent from where. You don't know the field. It's not like Iron Man where you know the field. There's such mystery.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Anthony McGowan's really good. I have him as I haven't updated the junior high big board in a long time, but I had him as number 3 on the junior high big board. Nowadays that means something.
Yeah.
But he had close matches at Flow Nationals. He had close matches at in Akron. But I said yesterday me and Spade did a Who's Number One or Who's Number One. We did a recap. McGowan made a lot of improvements between Flow Nationals and Akron and Worlds. And a big thing, the camp for them is big too. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how he kept making weight because unless he was very underweight for 45 before that, because his body even changed. You know, these guys are so young that there's between April or May and Worlds, their body changes. They even look different. But no, I wasn't surprised. I don't know if I would have picked him. Like you said, you don't know the field, but a lot of not just skill, but a lot of grit out of him. He had some close ones.
Yeah.
He was really funny at Flow Nationals. We thought he made the Cadet Pan Am team, and it turned out he didn't. It was Danny Sheen that did. But anyway, so Spey is interviewing him, and he's like, "Oh, are you excited to, go represent the United States at Pan Am?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna go try to make the Cadet World team instead." And it turned out it worked out pretty well.
Good plan. Good plan, Mark Anthony.
So, he's going to Blair next year, originally from Florida. He's going to go to Blair next year. Good Blair incoming class, that's for sure.
Yeah. Do you ever do recruiting class rankings for, like, Blair and Wyoming Seminary? Anything like that?
I'll tell you what, both of them got a ton coming in. I'll tell you, actually, who's you can never compare the development, your midget youth system, your junior high system, to Blair and Sem, who just plucked this kid from Illinois and this kid from Florida and this kid from Jersey. You can't compare, but I tell you whose youth program is doing awesome is Gilroy's, like Daniel Cormier's.
Yeah,
they got dudes coming, man.
It's amazing. Daniel Cormier, UFC champion. I think he cares more about coaching these kids than like being the best fighter in the world. Like he wants these kids to be really. He's like so invested. It's amazing. I also watched an awesome video with him and Khabib yesterday. Khabib was at AKA training, and they made a wager about if Burroughs would win. It was kind of a long video, but ultimately they end up making a wager over whether Burroughs will win Worlds or not. Obviously, Daniel.
What did Khabib pick against him?
Yeah, he
just picks the Russian.
He's like USA done 74, no more. They basically he was like Sidikoff's there. No, it's really good. Shout out to Holmes for putting it in the chat.
Did Khabib know it's Sidikoff, or did he just say whatever Russian's there?
No, I think he knows. Neither of them said the word Sidikoff. Cormier, I think, forgot that Jordan didn't win Worlds last year. He's like, "What happened last year?" And I was like, "Well, He's like, but then I think Daniel remembered. He's like, "What happened 2 years ago?" So, so we'll see. I got Jordan.
Remember Jordan? We did an interview with him in Colorado Springs before the Khabib and McGregor fight, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Khabib. He's talked some trash on me before."
Yeah, so he's not a fan.
But Daniel, Gilroy has. Well, Buchanan does too. Buchanan, they have guys coming. Clovis always has guys coming. But Gilroy, they have a bunch of guys that are going to be on the junior high big board this year. And Montini got a really talented incoming class too. So that's a sidebar to Mark Anthony McGowan. But
cool.
Facundo came back and
he's
won bronze, right?
Yeah. So is it gonna be him versus Kennedy? Who's number one? Done deal? Not done deal.
Yeah, it is gonna be them.
Can you make that a done deal? That would be awesome.
It is a done deal, but I didn't. Yeah, it is a done deal, but I didn't want to put it out there. They asked me not to put it out.
But you just say no. It's not a done deal.
They asked me not to put it out till after Worlds, with technically Alex is done with Worlds, so yeah. Facundo Kennedy, who's number one, and it's probably gonna. I'm probably gonna make it like the last match. It's a big one.
Unless DeSanto gets on board and wrestles you.
That has to be the first match.
Did you see? Are you regretting that tweet now that you saw Gavin Teasdale's arm?
I always regretted it. I regretted it before I said it. Wow, that's what kind of guy I am.
Did you guys see that? I don't know if we could pull that up. We need to get better at that.
Let me send it to Owen. and see
Yeah,
if he can-
Owen might be able to pull it up.
Come on, Owen.
DeSanto, I mean, what I find most interesting about it, so Teasdale posts a picture of, like, the back of his arm where Teasdale gets that, like, inside control. And it's like inside control on steroids. And it's black and blue, and you can see where each digit was.
Yeah.
Which, one, it says two things to me. One, we already knew, is that Austin DeSanto squeezes really, really hard. Number two, he squeezes really, really hard in the exact same place basically every time. So he gets his hand to the same spot every time. Otherwise, it would be kind of like a longer blob of just like blackness.
Yeah, it would just be a mass of
Instead,
black and
like
blue.
the thumb was in the same spot the whole time. And it's not like it was just like one squeeze and it's bruised. This had to be done over time. So I don't know. Very, very strange. But I would love to see Teasdale and DeSanto roll because you couldn't have two more different styles there.
Well, hey, that's a
Oh,
that's
baby,
another
there it is.
good-
We're about to get to there's. Look at poor Gavin. Wow. I mean, each digit you can see every single one. You probably there's DNA evidence. You could see the fingerprints on there. That's how indented it is. Hang in there, Gavin.
Thank you, Owen.
Thank you, Owen. Shout out to Owen. He's all over it. Okay. So that was Worlds.
That's another good picture of Gavin Teasdale and DeSanto. Christian goes, that was Worlds. So that's a good segue, though.
You're
When
right.
you say DeSanto and Gavin, two different styles. Gavin always wanting space and low singles and stuff, and DeSanto clinging on. I think that's where we ran into a little bit of problems at Cadet Worlds, where we wanted space and those guys crowd, and that it's a clash in styles.
Yeah, that does make it tough. I'm curious about Facundo long term. Like, what's his? Is he too duck reliant? Like, he's gonna have to have some other stuff, but his duck is so beautiful. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Him versus Kennedy is a really interesting style matchup. I can't wait for that.
It is because Facundo is really good defensively, and Kennedy doesn't stop shooting, so something got to give there. But I don't know. You got to remember, Facundo has 2 more years of high school left. I think he's going to change and develop, and also, I think he's going to be like an 84.
Me too.
Always reminded, even when he was a freshman, he reminded me of like Quentin Wright. I just see him as this longer. I don't know. I think his style will change and evolve, and his identity is still yet to be decided.
Nice. Okay, so that was Worlds. Now,
So that was Worlds.
all right, there's an investigation at the Flow Sports headquarters
Oh, boy.
going on. So David Bray of Wyoming fame and now Flow Sports Partner Success fame. He's an early bird like us, and he's in there, and he comes from the restroom, and he says, "We got a problem on our hands. There is a pickle slice in the urinal
And a little piece
What?
of hamburger bun.
and a little piece of hamburger bun." Okay, first of all, that is direct shots fired at our guy Jerry, who is the custodian around here, who's basically the coolest guy that has ever worked at Flow Sports. Okay, he's the one that has to take care of that, right? So first of all, that's garbage. So we're like, who did this?
Yep.
Right? There's some DNA evidence that we won't get into there, but we're someone, and I'm trying to figure out. I know what happened approximately because there was a burger left out and it was wrapped up and it was on the table. Okay, and so I say, I know whoever grabbed this burger is that's my guy. That's the person. That's the culprit because it was left out there with a little note, extra burger. Someone have it. People do that at Flow. You can get a little extra something there. People are kind in that way. Someone took that kindness from Cheryl, and they walked in. I can only assume they walked in there eating the burger and said, "I don't want pickles on my burger. Should I put it in the trash can? No, I'll flop it right in the urinal like a savage,
like a pig person.
like a pig person, a disgusting pig person."
So wait, somebody took the donated cheeseburger
Mm-hmm.
and ate it while taking a whiz.
That's one theory right
It
now.
sounds like it. Yeah.
That's one theory here. Or that is the most logical thing. Here's the worst thing. He's like, he's just sitting down with the burger, opens it up. Oh, there's a pickle. I better take this off and run into the urinal real quick. I mean, I don't know what's happening.
Nobody does that.
No one does that.
Somebody was totally savage and eating a cheeseburger, no hands whizzing.
Like, I didn't had a. So I I don't know. All I know is I'm upset. So I won't say what. I don't know who to trust. Frankly, there's only a few people in this building I trust. So I'm not gonna reveal our plan.
Nope.
But we're on it. And if you're listening out there, pickle person, you pig person,
Your ass is in the jackpot.
it's in the jackpot big time. And get ready.
You're asking the jackpot.
Yeah.
You said there's DNA evidence.
We're not gonna get into that again. But there
Was it in the
Use your
pubic
imagination.
Ah, dang it, Willie! You're a disgusting pig person. It would have been Willie if he were here.
I didn't do it.
I know. You have an alibi. Okay,
Could have been me. Pickles on burgers.
Well, that's what this person said.
Yeah, that's what this person did.
That's literally what he says. He doesn't want pickle on his burger.
Or
Otherwise, it wouldn't.
I
be
have
in
a
the
theory
urinal.
too.
Uh-oh.
That he was one hand eating it, and because he only had one hand on the burger,
Not a firm enough
pickle
grip.
fell out. Yeah.
Too hard of a squeeze. Shot it straight out in there.
Yep.
And he said, "I'm not." That would be on the continuum of behavior that I would find acceptable for a pickle to be deposited in the urinal. That would be the most acceptable. You're eating. You're just kind of a slob, but whatever. You eat while you're going to the restroom, and then bad squeeze, it falls out. That's the
What if it
best
wasn't?
thing you could say.
Okay, that's one option. Probably the most savory option of all.
Yeah.
Because the other, there's two other options.
Far more sinister.
One other option was he was double hands, no hand on the joystick. The other option is he had one hand on the burger, one hand on the joystick, and was like, "Ew, a pickle," and then went like that, and then kept eating it after he touched the joystick. Just gross.
All right. I think we should move on from this topic. I feel like Willie can only take this to a more dark and disgusting place. But I felt like you had to know.
We'll keep you updated.
Oh, we're going to keep you posted. And hopefully next Tuesday, we're smearing this monster's face all over FRL. Except that would be a massive HR violation, I would imagine.
We'll get so many demerits for that.
There's a demerit system now. We don't want any part of that. So we're going to try to keep our what's out of the jackpot for the time being.
Yeah.
But we are loyal to the truth. Okay. So that was Worlds. Let's go to 133 Redshirt Report.
Virginia Tech got to be feeling good about that.
Yeah. What if we finish every topic and I say, so that was Worlds. So we got Redshirt Reports coming out. 33 and 41. Some juicy names. 33's got some high-end juice, and then 41's just got a lot of really interesting dudes. So let's talk 33 first. Seth Gross, kind of, sort of, a red shirt. Taylor Lamont is going up. Here's one I'm very excited about. Jamie Hernandez. I was wowed at the World Team Trials. Thought he looked fantastic. I think he's got I think he's got a ton of talent. I think he's got some stuff that not super teachable or coachable, and that's what gets me really excited about him next year for UNC.
He was one of those guys, man. Those guys that are like pretty dang good as a sophomore and junior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, top 10-ish. And then his senior year was a little flaky, and like he got injured, and then when he did wrestle, he didn't look good. And you see it too many times. Kids that were good that then they become seniors. I don't know. Maybe they got senioritis. Maybe they got burnout, and they weren't what they were. They're never going to be what they were, right? And you see it often. Jamie Clark was a guy like that, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, those kind of kids, those kind of people. And so I was like, Jamie Hernandez, guess he just is washed up, never going to be what he is. Well, he's freaking good.
Yeah. So excited to see what he can be next year at UNC. And, of course, Gavin Teasdale. We have to assume he's a 33 this year. Now, does he – here's the one thing. A lot of questions with Gavin. One, does he have a red shirt? It would seem like he would not have a red shirt. But if he has a red shirt, that makes things a little more simple or a little less complicated.
No, he told me it's like he never – he told me that he never – it's like he never entered college yet. So like,
really?
Yeah.
Did he ever wrestle a match?
No.
He didn't wrestle one match, so that helps. So maybe so yeah, I don't know. So he could potentially redshirt, I guess, and then they could roll out DeSanto again, and then he'd have 4 years after that, which would work out. I guess you could bump DeSanto. I mean, there's a lot of questions with this Iowa lineup because what's the deal with Renneria and Murin at 41, and could DeSanto go up and they throw Teasdale? I think, for Iowa.
What do you think is the best lineup?
I think the best lineup is Spencer, Gavin, DeSanto. 1, 2, 3.
Really?
And let J Rent either fight DeSanto for 41. J Rent is apparently enormous, very heavy person right now, so he might be a 49 for the time being. I don't know.
You never know, man. But there's birds chirping that maybe Renteria isn't in the mix right now.
I don't know.
But he was he ever listed on the roster?
Yeah, I think so last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he didn't wrestle a match neither, right? Last year.
I don't think so.
No, he did not.
So who knows what's up with him? How about, it's so funny. J Rent was Iowa commit, changed his commit, winds up at Iowa. Teasdale was an Iowa commit, goes to Penn State, ends up. It's really funny because they all enrolled at the schools. Like they left, right? It wasn't like they changed their commitment. They literally went to the other school and then came back to Iowa.
We just need Justin Mejia
I was just
to
gonna
close
say,
the circle.
Mejia's the last one. I don't know where he is. I guess he's in
Fresno.
Fresno.
He's at the school on your shirt.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I asked that question is because that's where he was a year ago, and that makes it less likely that he would be there the next year. So I don't know. I feel like that was probably old news. By this time, he's probably at Columbia, where Kyle's shirt. So who knows? I think if Gavin is, as all reports are indicating, on fire, doing great, get him out there. Best lineup, make it happen. But can he beat DeSanto? I don't know. That'd be pretty good. And also, here's the other question: if there's no Yanni and no Jaden Ironman, I don't know if DeSanto can win 141, but I think he can. I'm not positive, but I think he's interesting. There's no one like him at 141. There's no one like him at any weight, I guess, is reality. But he's an interesting wrinkle at 141 pounds. Now, him versus Nick Lee, that'll be like the most leg attacks in the history of wrestling.
Can you imagine him versus Dom Demas?
Oh, my. That's got to happen. I want that at Who's Number One. DeSanto versus Demas.
There was there were some people saying. There was some people saying who was getting smoked.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Somebody's getting smoked.
Or him versus Cade Brock.
Oh my gosh. Is Cade coming down?
You're on one today, pals. You're all excited and
happy.
And
you know what it is?
What is it?
I don't know, but I just came in. I just started watching Olympic wrestling matches, and I just got really excited because they're on YouTube now. I was watching Jaden versus Karimi. I was watching Frank, and I don't know. I just put me in a good mood. We have a site visit today. We have a so hey, everyone asks us.
We can release this.
Yeah,
Christian's having too much fun.
So listen to this, guys, gang. So Daringer versus Dake, and we know we have a lot of listenership in the Austin Round Rock area. Yeah. So this is great for you guys. But Daringer Dake is going to be at Round Rock High School, August 17th, 1 p.m. Central Time. So we have the place. Everyone's asking, where's the place? Can I get tickets? I don't know how you get tickets, actually. I think it's like
I believe it's at the door. You're gonna have to get them at the door.
It's a walk-in and wrestle type of situation. You just show up. We're not anticipating a sellout, but you should probably get there and buy a lot of tickets anyways. So that's happening. And today, Joe Kania and Kyle Brackey had the idea of us doing a site visit where we go up there to look at. That's what the fancies say when they're going to look at a place for like a Final X event or something really important. Who's number one? So we decided to have our own site visit where we're going to drive 20 minutes to Round Rock High School. We probably won't be able to get in. We've not cleared this with anyone. We literally just put it on our Google Calendar. And we're
so no one else can make a meeting with us during that time.
Exactly right. And so we're just trying to speak it into existence so we can go to Round Rock High School. So we'll let you know how that goes. So, yeah, we're doing that. That was Worlds. Back to the red shirt report. Iowa's
Hokies got to
lineup.
feel good about that.
Hokies got to be feeling great.
Did you think wasn't there a buzz or like I don't know chatter that DeSanto would like to move up to 41 at one point?
When he was initially going to transfer out of Drexel, that was one thing that was like discussed. He'd like to move up. But then I remember when he's getting recruited to Iowa, he's like, if you want me at 33, I'll be at 33. So I feel like he will go literally any weight you ask him to. Mm-hmm. He could be 65 next year in the mix there with Marinelli.
I guess what I'm saying is he could be a legitimate 41, right? I mean, he's big enough.
I think so. I don't think he's like, I think any of these guys, if they focus on it, they can move up. You can move up a weight class, right? He definitely cuts weight for 33.
Yeah, for sure.
So he can get bigger and do the thing. He's got to have like mutant strength, so that should help translate up at 41. Yeah, there's some zany DeSanto potential matches if he goes 141. I'm almost here for it. I think he has a better shot of winning that weight than he does 141 anyways.
133, you mean?
33.
Yeah, 33. I mean, because Seth Gross, that's a terrible matchup for him. If Micic is back, which maybe he won't be, maybe he's going to take the Olympic, he's a bad matchup. And Suriano, I mean, he beat him once. I guess that's more of a coin flip. Now, I don't know if Gavin's a better matchup with those guys. But, yeah, food for thought.
I can't wait to see what they roll out.
Man, it's going to be awesome. All right, 41, lots of good dudes. Real Woods, and it's real. His name is Real, not Real. So that's simpler. Joey Silva, so Shoegate, right there.
Oh, baby.
Hoping for that. Cole Matthews, Quinn Kinner, Jason Renneria, who we mentioned, Michael Blocka, Sal Perfacci, a pupil of one Mike Malaconco. He's an American.
Sal Perfacci?
You go Perfacci? Pretty sure it's Perfacci.
Whatever. That dude's been around for a while, huh?
I know. But he graduated, and he's got 1 year left. So, and you throw those guys in there with Demas Lee, Chad Redd, Mitch McKee, Cade Brock, I don't know, Kanan Storr. Actually, what happens to Kanan Storr? One of them's got to go 49. Because Storr and Silva.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they can, because the one of means graduated, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Kanan's better than him anyways.
Malik.
Right. Yeah, Malik.
Hey, Malik. Sorry.
That's all right. It's Malik, but they say Malik, so.
You know who else is on here? Did somebody say Zach Sherman? Zach Sherman was Joey Silva's only loss. I just looked up Joey Silva. He was 7-1 last year. Only loss was 3-2 to Sherman, who also was on red shirt.
Oh, here's a thought. Joey Silva, 133, with Micic Olympic redshirting.
Yeah.
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 Yep. If he did a year at 33,
did he do all his matches there at 41 last year?
Let me check. Every match. He got Swifty at 33 the whole year.
So maybe he'll be at 33 next year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Andrew Spey, you should have put him in your 133 redshirt report. But that's okay. We just did. He's in there now.
Boom.
So, Silva.
You know, I'm talking about lineup stuff with Michigan and with Iowa, UNC has a lot of talent in the lightweights to fit into a couple slots,
And you got all the tags coming.
All the tags.
Melendez?
Yeah, Melendez and Hernandez. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is at 49.
Oh, let's hope not. Okay, so 41's gonna be, man. Next year's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be it's gonna be so different from last year. Not that last year wasn't fun, but we had so many great wrestlers where like it was next topic situations. Now there's very few. There's a lot of topics.
I know.
There's a multitude of topics, and one of the main topics is lineups. Who's wrestling where? Okay. Any further thoughts on the red shirt reports before we go to Kyle Brackey's Alien Hour?
Hey, well, yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay, that's why I asked.
What is Ohio State gonna do in the middle there? They got
there. Well, I think
What's Keyshawn doing?
I hope Keyshawn's going back to 41.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Keyshawn has not been in his right weight for like a couple years, and now the opportunity to go back to 41 is like right there. And Kinner's coming off red shirt.
I know that Keyshawn had surgery of some kind. When we were at Ohio State. He was in some sort of a sling situation or something. He's not wrestling yet, but I would still anticipate, get him down to 41 would make the most sense. Because then you're going Malik, Pletcher, Keyshawn, Sasso. Then 57, is that going to be – I wouldn't be surprised if that was Cleary over Maddox, Willie. And then, I don't know, 65. Maybe. Yeah, I had their lineup. Now I don't remember it as well. So that's how I see it going. Okay. Anything else? You good, Willie?
Good.
I'm good. Right.
It's time for Alien Hour with Kyle Brackey.
All right. So since we have the fancy graphic now,
check this out.
I wanted to.
Kyle looks so cocky. I just have to reiterate. There's no one that ever looked that cocky with a bike and a basket than.
Well, Kyle gives you a weird smile. Kyle puts on a smile face when he takes a picture.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly handsome. Willie has long waged war against your picture smile.
Yeah, he can suck it.
Yeah.
Well, some people, you know who else does it? Like some people like take a picture and like, hi, smile. Yeah. Kyle does a smile face. You know who also did a particular smile face was Joe Flo. Joe Flo always had this face.
All right,
cool.
Check it out.
We got smile faces going on here, but here we go. Kyle, take it away.
All right, so since we have the fancy graphic and everything, we got
music playing.
I wanted to stick on the alien topic. I know sometimes we get on cryptids and other urban type legends, but I wanted to stick with aliens today. And a very recent one. So over in the UK in Cambridge, a guy that shoots a lot of storms. Mm-hmm. He's like big into nature. He has like 18,000 subscribers for this YouTube channel where he essentially shoots storms. Captures this light video, and I think Owen's got it pulled up here. He's out there trying to shoot a storm, and he gets this light video, and he doesn't know what it is. And it reminds me a lot of what Bob Lazar was talking about in the documentary and with Joe Rogan, that the crafts that they had could maneuver in like ways nothing else that we have. And you can see it's just darting all over the place with really quick speeds. And this guy has no idea what it was, and he just essentially uploaded it to his YouTube channel. But now it's taken off. And this was July 23rd. He uploaded it. Now it's kind of taking off. Recent. Yes, he was out there trying to shoot a storm and got this, and he has no idea what it is.
Why is there no cloud cover? Does he know it's cloudy when there's storms?
You can go to his channel and check out a bunch of the videos he shoots. But he was literally just out there shooting and got this all over the place. But it reminded me exactly what Bob Lazar was talking about the ship being able to change directions and move very fast. I know it's not obviously definitive proof, but it is very bizarre.
It's definitive to me.
And
that's definitive?
I'm joking.
Oh, well, no, you're a big alien guy. I don't know, Willie.
What? I mean, there's too much evidence.
Look how tight he gets. I don't know. I mean, that could be. I don't know what it could be.
That's the thing. Is like I don't know what it could be. We don't have anything that can move like that.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, to me, it's like that could be like a The military is what we are aware of. What our military capability is.
This is in the UK. Remember?
Right.
They don't know anything.
They don't have any military capability.
Their military sucks.
Yeah.
We've proved that.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, remember the 1700s, UK, in your face. So, I don't know. It could be. I don't know what it could be. I just will always kind of default to military crafts that we just don't know about because the military, the government's not going to let you know about our great technology because we don't want the enemy to know. So that's kind of where I lean. But
this one's not super in depth. I want to start presenting evidence every now and then.
I think that's
stories.
I think that's the way to go. Evidence is good, but here's my question: where do you fall on the storming Area 51 situation? Because that's a big topic within America.
Should we storm it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. I'm not going to be there to do it because I don't want to die.
You will get shot.
But I'm actually excited to see what happens because people are going to show up.
You're excited to see other people die.
Yeah. I was looking for stuff yesterday when I found this video. There was another article by this paper out in the Area 51 area of the country that said that Area 51 was not ready for like thousands of people to swarm it. Like it doesn't have enough like food and like hotel situations and all that stuff.
Hey,
like they're not ready for this.
Woodstock. Neither did Woodstock, but it's gonna happen.
Wow. Okay. So that was Alien Hour with Kyle Brackey. It takes about 10 minutes, but
did you see?
Space,
did
that's
you guys
like an hour?
Right.
Did you guys ever look up the lights over Phoenix? That's a.
That sounds like a band.
Get Owen to pull up lights over Phoenix. It's real easy to find on.
Lights over Phoenix. All right, we'll see what can be done. Hey, we have a big shout to a Denver Bronco. Kyle, take it away.
Yeah, tonight, for those of you that don't know, the NFL season is back. The Hall of Fame game. But I just want to give a shout out to. It's funny. Some people think I'm a Broncos fan because I have this, and I mean I am because I want Casey to do well. But Casey Kreider, All-Pro long snapper for the Denver Broncos, starts another NFL season tonight during the Hall of Fame game. Number 42. Look for him and play the Falcons tonight. But just want to give him a shout out as the season gets started.
Big shout. Does he play? Hey, wow. September 22nd. Broncos, Packers. That's going to be tough for you.
Where's it at? Is it in Lambeau? I think it's at Lambeau.
So not at altitude. They don't play the Redskins, really. So we're clear. We're not going to have to deal with that conflict.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that.
Except until Super Bowl. Broncos Skins.
What if the Broncos... What if Broncos and Packers was in the Super Bowl and the Broncos are ready to kick the game-winning field goal? Would you root for Casey to shank a snap?
No, God, no. I would hope
way.
Never. I would hope the snap is perfect and the kicker would miss it.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I
That would be horrible.
Too.
Yeah.
But you're still rooting for Casey to lose, though.
He understands. Casey. He understands.
I would be rooting for the. That's a tough call. I like the Packers. I like the Broncos. Do we have Phoenix lights? We don't have Phoenix lights.
Yeah, no one knows what you're talking about.
We'll try to get it for. We'll try to get it for next time, Will.
Yeah. We'll worry about it another time. Willie likely made this up.
No way.
Okay. It's 8:39 in Austin, Texas. So we're gonna have time. Questions from friends. Let's go to it. An interesting hodgepodge of questions. Start with this one. Favorite location for the NCAA tournament. This is always fun because I'm very passionate about the various locations. I know the worst one, I can get that out of the way right now. It's Philadelphia. That was the worst one. Bracky has a pretty terrible Detroit experience.
Detroit at the Palace of Auburn Hills was awful because nothing was around it.
And that was Philadelphia as well.
But now there is one coming up in Detroit, but it's going to be much better because they have a new arena that's downtown near everything. So that will be much better. But when it was at the Palace of Auburn Hills, it was literally in this spot by itself, and you had to drive everywhere, and nothing was really close. So it was pretty awful.
So those are the worst places that I've experienced. Willie, do you want to weigh in? And then we'll get to the best.
I was looking up. What are we talking about? Worst NCAAs?
Well, where's the best place for NCAAs? I don't know why I went with the worst places, but...
The best place for NCAAs? I don't know. The best place for NCAAs... I don't know. I like New York City.
I was going to say New York was so fun. Even though we did not stay in a great place. It wasn't as bad as Cleveland.
No.
You know what? Man, Cleveland's up there for me.
Yeah, so when I first started going to
Cleveland was
NCAAs,
cool.
I was like in 7th grade, and it was in St. Louis, and I loved St. Louis, and I thought it was awesome.
Me too.
And then, every time I've gone back since, the city has gotten worse and worse.
Yes.
So St. Louis is falling down the list, although I still think it is a good location. The most fun I think I've had at one, and the best place that I've been to where everything is right there is Cleveland.
Yeah. And you know what else I want to mention? That was the most raucous crowd I think I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
That crowd was insane.
Cleveland was awesome. I thought that Oklahoma City was awesome.
I did. Yeah, I liked Oklahoma City too.
Here's criteria number 1 for me is walking.
Yeah.
If you can come out of the arena and walk to something and get something to eat and have a beer and see some fans, and that, to me, that makes the whole thing. And that's why. Yeah, Pittsburgh was pretty cool. That's why I was bummed. I thought Philly was one of the worst. Not because I don't know. Maybe I should have had a closer. I don't know. You had to travel. Like, you had to leave the stadium, figure out a way to get to your hotel and to an area. And I don't know. To me, it made it disjointed. I would like to see it go back to Philly under better circumstances, because when they had it in Philly, the whole area was like under construction. They were building a bunch of stuff, and now that's all done. The entertainment center is all done. So maybe it could be a better experience.
So, yeah, I really like. There's not many places I haven't liked. New York is awesome. If we had a better place to stay, yeah, I think it's New York. I would like.
You know where I think would be good? I'd like to see. Well, I'd like to see Atlanta, but I bet you it would be cool in Denver. Because you could come out of the stadium, you could come out of the arena, and there's be a lot of stuff right there. Cheap
get
to
a pop
fly
brownie
into.
on the street.
Yeah, a lot of edibles.
I don't do drugs, and you shouldn't either, kids and adults. Here's an interesting question. Do you think Mason Gibson will win Worlds next year? I have no idea who that is, so I'm going to say no. Willie, do you know who that is?
I think he could. I mean, he's on the same trajectory. He's on the same trajectory as. I mean, he's in the conversation with McGowan.
Okay.
As far as on the come up,
Okay. What's the over-under on JB making the Olympic team if he doesn't medal this year? I will say, if he doesn't make it, I'll say 50-50. If he doesn't medal. If he medals, I think it's probably like 80-20 that he makes the team in 2020.
I mean, he makes the team every year, so yeah, I know he's getting old.
That's a pretty good point.
I know he's getting older. I know, people are merging on the 74 kilogram spot. Imar's getting better every day. Dake might be down there. I mean, I'm picking JB until he doesn't. He's my pick. So he's my pick.
There you have it. Hey, what's up on Facebook? Is Feller spamming or anything?
No, Feller's being good.
He normally ruins the Facebook chat.
A couple people just talking about NCAAs. Someone says Philly was pre-Uber. I guess insinuating would have been better if Uber was around.
I don't think so.
Someone said the crowd was insane in Cleveland because of the team race. Not wrong, but I think it was a great crowd too. Someone said St. Louis is awesome. Someone said NYC. St. Louis is the best. NYC was great. Wow.
Iowa loves it when it's in St. Louis.
Wow, shade throwing at St. Louis. Well, that's because it's becoming a crap hole. With terrible pizza. So
yeah, and actually we had you know what? Seamless transition. There was an emos related question. Will the Thrill Band asks, is it true Whataburger is as good as Emo's is bad? So let me answer this very simply. So Emo's is as bad as the worst thing you've ever eaten, which means Whataburger would have to be the best thing you've ever eaten for this to be true. So no, it is not true, because Whataburger is not the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
It is a good fast food restaurant, but as good as Emo's is bad, not even close.
I agree. It's one of those things, if you're in Texas, you got to try it because it is good, and it's only in certain parts of the country, but it is not as bad as Emo's is.
Yeah.
Emo's stinks. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that people endorse it.
Endorse. Yeah, it's an interesting commentary just on humanity in America. What assistant coaches are vying for head coaching jobs in the next couple of years? I don't know. I think John Reeder eventually will be one of those guys whose name's thrown in there. Although I don't know how super interested he has been in the last couple go-rounds here. You haven't heard his name much, though.
I don't think he's going to be a guy that applies to everything that opens. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to have to be the exact right fit.
Mm-hmm. Him, I mean, I just assume Casey Cunningham's just going to stay at Penn State and with Cody and Kale. Brian Snyder, I'm assuming, will just be the next head coach at Nebraska when Manning retires, whenever that is. So who else is in the mix there for, Morningstar maybe one of these days, but I think he's still going to be at Iowa for a bit. So
about like Jaggers, would he ever leave?
I don't know.
Jaggers.
I don't think so. I mean, would he ever leave? I mean, he's not that old right now, so I have to assume at some point he would maybe, but I don't get the sense that he's been particularly interested in. There were a lot of jobs open up. I don't think he was interested in like the Maryland position, even though his name got thrown around. I don't think he applied or anything. So I just feel like Jay's like, he loves Ohio. He loves Ohio State, and he's just like, he's a Buckeye, so he's gonna stay there. He's got a good job.
That's my thing.
That's my thing too with like the assistant coaches. Like you're coaching at one of the best schools in the country, one of the best athletic programs, the place you went in the state you're from.
Right.
It's like it's gonna be tough to top this situation, right?
That's why for Jaggers, man, I can't. He's like the consummate Ohio State guy. He's from Ohio. He loves Ohio State. He roots for every
Ohio team,
pro sports team out there. He's such a diehard. I cannot imagine. I mean, I can't imagine him going anywhere trying to beat Ohio State. He'd probably not like himself.
Yeah, it would be a real crisis for Jay. So yeah, I think.
Go
ahead.
I think Tony Ramos eventually becomes a head coach. I guess you got Morningstar. You know who will probably get a look? I'd be surprised if Brad Dillon is never a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you Brad Dillon is a head coach at some point.
I like Brad Dillon. Mike Gray, his stock's definitely been on the rise. Although he like maybe not exactly like Jay. I think he can stay at Cornell a little while and keep going, get some more experience, and then move on. Although he's been out since 2011. I think he graduated in 2011, so it's been a little bit.
Chris Perry, I think, becomes a head coach. Chris Pendleton.
Oh yes, Pendleton for sure.
Maybe Donnie Pritzloff.
That's who I was getting ready to bring up.
Yeah. I feel like Donnie. Where was he getting looked at for Maryland? Was he one of the?
There were rumors that he was, but I don't think we ever got it confirmed that he actually did like interview.
I think
Well,
they locked him up. It got him a new title or new salary or something happened with Donnie this summer where he's
I'm sure they got him more money.
They need to.
Well, wasn't the rumor or the supposed situation in Wisconsin when he was at Wisconsin was that he was like coach in waiting, and then it just kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and that's when he got frustrated.
Those
Is that not the
it never works out. They tried to. That used to be a thing in college football, and the coach would just never leave. So now it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, he was basically given somewhat of an assurance with the Wisconsin thing, and then it sounded like Coach Davis was like, okay, I'll be gone around this time, and then that time came and went. He didn't go, and then it didn't happen. So he got frustrated, went to Michigan, I think, and then he went to Rutgers, I believe was the order. How about Michigan staff they had Bourmet and Donnie Pritzloff as assistants? That is insane.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Just two highly overqualified assistant coaches.
What about I got one more.
Get it.
Poeta?
Yeah. Could see that.
Well, there's another case. Hefferton's he's just ever gonna leave?
That was another one. That was the thing with Mark Perry.
Right.
Everyone thought he was coaching waiting, but Heffernan,
I think he thought that too.
yeah, he ain't going nowhere. So yeah, who knows when these guys will retire. Okay. Other questions. Let's take a look-see here.
A couple people on Facebook brought up Cormier just because I'm sure we talked about him earlier, but I don't see Cormier ever being. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't. There's a lot of hassle of being a Division I head coach. I don't know if he has those aspirations or not. Right? He could be interesting, but I just don't know if he would want that. Certainly and also he would have to go. Here's why I don't think it would happen, because he would. I don't. Cormier's not going to join staff as like volunteer assistant or like the assistant coach, right? Like that would be. He's going to want to be the head coach. So he go from like just UFC champion to Division I head coach. That trajectory doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I'll give you a couple others. I got two others.
All right.
You know who I think would run a good ship is Mike Dixon, who's now assistant at Indiana.
I completely agree.
And I also think Adam Hall is like a good, well-rounded guy.
Those are two great.
Good job, Will.
Yes. Great job.
Thank you.
All right. Next question. Someone asked, I didn't put it in here, but someone asked 2 weeks or 2 shows in a row if Daniel Cormier being the UFC champion still reaffirms that Cale would still be like on top of his game. It really doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean much to me because UFC is so different as a sport, and just guys can be good longer there, right? So no, I don't really take it to mean that. I make my Cale assessment based on what you just hear about what he can still do, essentially. When will there be a decision made about the date and location of who's number one? I would think soon we will have that, and you will have it soon. I don't know if we want to give any. Willie certainly
who's
teased.
number one?
Yeah, it's this. So Willie, catch up. It's a high school match between the number 1 and number 2 kids in the country.
Well, my
normally
brain
happens in October. I think you've been there
a couple times. No, I heard date and location, and my brain immediately went to Dake Ringer for some reason. No, date and location of who's number one. That'll probably be done in a day or two.
I doubt it. I doubt it'll be out at that point. But we should have.
Well, I mean, we got to sign some papers and stuff.
Yeah, we don't.
It'll be soon.
We have not made our decision yet. Just to say that, so it'll probably be a little longer than that. I would have to imagine. Okay, so yeah, we're excited for that too. It'll be in October, so just lock out October or late September, and then you'll be good. So then you'll just clear your schedule for that.
Just clear those 2 weeks.
All right. Anything else before we go? It's kind of a rapid fire show. Anything from
Kyle
from Facebook?
No, that's about it.
Okay.
Everybody's just like mentioning UFC fighters now, that could be D1 coaches.
TJ Dillashaw for sure.
Clay Guida was
Oh.
mentioned. I know he
Frankie
works.
Edgar?
No. Well, at least he was an assistant before.
Yeah.
But Clay Guida was the one mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I know he helps out Izzy at Montini, but
John Jones would be a great role model to young men.
I want to get Cormier and John Jones to wrestle. Who's number one? Just wrestle. No striking.
We can't rule out that striking would happen though.
Yeah. Right.
It could occur. All right, Owen. I think we're ready to go. Feel free to play
Hey,
that.
but wait. What are you guys doing this weekend?
This weekend, I am going for the first time. I've never been to this place. I'm going to South Padre Island, which is
Oh my God.
the coast of Texas. So I've never been there. My
DP's gonna
quick story
spring
why
break it
we're
up.
going there. It's kind of random, impromptu trip. But my wife taught a young man who went to Harvard. You may have heard of it. It's in Massachusetts.
Sick
So this
brag.
guy's, not to brag, but I know someone that went to Harvard. I actually know two people that went to Harvard.
Well, I'm wearing
Okay.
a Columbia shirt right now.
Dang it. All right, so he's ahead of me. But anyways, this kid is like crazy smart science guy, and he works with sea turtles, and he's like rescues them on South Padre or something. And so my kids are gonna see the sea turtles, so that'll be fun. He works with them, so we're going down there for that experience. So that's what I actually have weekend plans. Normally, my weekend plans are nothing. Going to the pool.
Make sure you take trash can piles. Bracky, what are you doing?
Nothing. Just relaxing because I leave very early Sunday morning for this Flow Football road trip.
What are you doing,
Me
Willie?
and Kobe are best friends.
You're so jealous.
I don't know. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe a Yankees game. I got to do something. I need to decompress. I've been broken 2 times this month.
You need to take a nomad sabbatical where you don't tell us where you go,
Just gone.
Yeah.
and you need to leave your phone at home.
I can't. I can never get away from the internet. I need to know what's going on at all times. It's a plague.
That's fair. Just delete Twitter
Yeah, you need to delete Twitter.
on your phone.
Actually,
I just hit. What?
that should have happened
That
a
would
long
what?
time ago.
No way. I just hit 20,000 followers. I'm big time, baby.
Congrats. That's huge. Okay. All right, now Owen, for serious.
For reals.
You can play the music, and we will stop talking about 15 to 20
So that
seconds
was
after the music
Worlds.
starts. So that was Worlds. Thank you guys so much for listening to Flow Wrestling Radio Live. 393 episodes. Holy cow. Which just means we're 7 away from the Bonanza, episode number 400.
Where we will do.
Maybe
Absolutely
we
nothing
may not
special.
even have episode 400.
Absolutely not.
Bracky's idea of going straight to 401 is a pretty good idea.
I think it was Willie.
Or Willie's idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a wrap. Thanks so much. We'll be back. I don't know if anything's going on this week in wrestling other than D-Day on the Midway, which
Starts today at 11 a.m. Central.
11 a.m. Central. And that's all we got.
DJ on the Midway.
Thanks so much. Have a nice weekend. Be safe out there, kids. And
Yeah. Swifty.
get swifty. Later.
Huh?